Thank you, everybody. Hello, Philadelphia. Hello, Democratic family. I want to start off by thanking my beautiful wife, Kaine, and my three wonderful children, Matt, Woody, and Anella. They're sitting right up there. You know, my son Matt deployed with his Marine Battalion just 2 days ago. He deployed overseas to protect and defend the very NATO allies that Donald Trump says he now wants to abandon. Semper Fi, Matt. My parents and my in-laws are here, our siblings and their spouses, our nieces and nephews, and hundreds of friends from Virginia and beyond. I love seeing you front and center. Including my friend of 47 years, Senior Senator Mark Warner, my great for my wife Ann and every strong woman in this country.
The TPP has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The TPP has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The TPP has got to go!
Serving our country in the military, at home or abroad.
It's called
For every
protest.
working family,
It's
working
called
hard.
First Amendment rights.
Get ahead,
No.
stay ahead. For my parents
Welcome to
and
the
in-laws and every senior citizen who votes for a dignified retirement with health care and research to end diseases like Alzheimer's. For every American who wants our country to be a beloved community where people aren't demeaned because of who they are, but rather respected for their contributions to this nation.
Lady on the end who's a Clinton delegate, she just like pointed at me, and I just
build
like looked at
together,
her.
and for my friend Hillary Clinton, I humbly accept my party's nomination. I never expected to be here. But let me tell you how it happened.
Surprised too.
I was born in Minnesota and grew up in Kansas City. My folks weren't much into politics. My dad ran a union ironworking shop. And my mom was his best salesman. My two brothers and I pitched into work during summers and weekends, and you know that's how small family businesses do it. My parents are here tonight to build a strong. They talk to me about hard work and about kindness, and most especially about faith. I went to a Jesuit boys high school, Rockies High School. Well, that's a big line for the Jesuits. Now we had a motto in my school, men for others. And it was there that my faith became something vital, my North Star for orienting my life. And when I left high school, I knew that I wanted to battle for social justice. Like so many of you. here with Jesuit missionaries in Honduras. I taught kids how to be welders and carpenters. Y allá aprendí los valores del pueblo, fe y familia,
Kind of, sort of, not.
Los mismos valores de la comunidad latina aquí en nuestro país. Somos americanos todos. And let me tell you what really struck me there. I got a first-hand look at a different system, a dictatorship. A dictatorship where a few people at the top had all of the power and everybody else got left out. Now that convinced me that we got to advance opportunity for everybody, no matter where you come from, how much money you have, what you look like, how you worship, or who you love. Back in 1970, in Virginia, a Republican governor named Linwood Holton believed exactly the same thing. He integrated Virginia's public schools so that black and white kids could finally learn together. And then the family enrolled their own twin kids, including his daughter Anne, in those integrated inner-city schools.
Right there in front
Many
of
years
you.
later, Anne went off to college, and she brought those lessons from that little time with her. And then one day, in a study group, she met this goofy guy who had been off teaching kids in Honduras. Well, Ann and I have now been married almost 32 years, and I am the luckiest husband in the world. You know, let me tell you something. Ann's parents, Lynn and James, are here today, 90 plus and going strong. 90 plus and going strong. Linwood Holton, he's still a Republican, but he's voting for an awful lot of Democrats these days. An awful lot of Democrats. And here's why. He's voting for Democrats because any party that would not make Donald Trump the president has moved too far away from his party of Lincoln. And I tell you, if any of you are looking for that party of Lincoln, we've got a home for you right here in the Democratic Party. Linwood's example helped inspire me as a civil rights movement. For 17 years I worked on banks, landlords, real estate firms, local governments, anybody who treated anybody unfairly. I had a 6-year case against an insurance company that was discriminating against minority neighborhoods all across the United States and issuing homeowners insurance. Folks, Democratic friends, these are the battles that I have fought my entire life.
So the game on the floor right now is to try to hand out everybody's signs so they can block all the other signs, but the truth is it's not that effective. As you can see in the camera, the TPPs are definitely standing out more than the other signs.
And I couldn't stand it. So I ran for city council, and I won that first race more than 20 years ago by a landslide margin of 94 votes. And I've said ever since, if I'm good at anything in politics, it's because I started at the local level, listening to people, learning about their lives, and trying to get results. I see a mayor here who knows what I'm talking about. Later I became mayor of Richmond, lieutenant governor, and then the 70th governor of Virginia. recession since the 1930s. But hey, tough times don't last, and tough people do. And can I tell you that Virginians are tough people? We are tough people. And we're smart too. We achieved national recognition for our work. Best managed state, best state for business, best state for a child to be raised, low unemployment, high median income. We shed tears along the way. We shed tears especially together in the days after that horrible mass shooting that killed 32 people.
So now they're going to try to block the view of all the no TP signs, and that's all okay because we can actually see how many there really are out there. So as I said in an earlier video, it's all about hiding and blocking dissent and making sure they make the appearance that there's actually a solid constituency beside Hillary Clinton, and I think they've got a different story on their hands, even though they want to try to block it.
We all know in this room that education is the key to all we want to be. All we want to be. And now I have the honor of representing my Commonwealth as a U.S. Senate. I work on the Armed Services and Foreign Relations Committees to keep us safe at home and strong in the world. I work on the Budget Committee with our great Democratic leader of that committee, a spectacular senator who used to be a mayor of Vermont's Bernie Sanders. Everybody, we all should feel the burn, and we all should not want to get burned by the other guy. On that Budget Committee under Bernie's leadership, we fight for investments in education, healthcare, research, transportation, and I also serve on the Aging Committee to make sure that the seniors like my folks have a secure retirement and don't get targeted by rip-off artists who scam them out of their savings or overcharge them for prescription drugs. Can I tell you a funny thing about the Senate? Can I tell you a funny thing about the Senate? Yeah. That sounds like a yes. I spend a lot of time with Republican senators who, once they have made sure that nobody is listening, will tell you how fantastic a senator that Hillary Clinton was. Now look, this journey that I've told you about has convinced me over and over again that God has created in our country a beautiful and rich tapestry, an incredible cultural diversity that succeeds when we embrace everybody in love and battle back against the forces, the dark forces of division. We're all neighbors, and we must love our neighbors as ourselves. Our compañeros de alma. And we share this basic belief. It's simple. Do all the good you can and serve one another. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. That's what I'm about. That's what you're about. That's what Bernie Sanders is about. That's what Joe and Joe Biden are about. That's what Barack and Michelle Obama are about. And that's what Now, si se puede. Last week in Cleveland, we heard a lot about trust. So let's talk about trust. Let's talk about trust. I want to tell you why I trust Hillary Clinton.
Oh boy. You better do some explaining there.
She's consistent. She has battled to put kids and families first since she was a teenager. In good times and bad, in victory and defeat, in and out of office, through hell or high water, fighting for underprivileged kids, working at the Children's Defense Fund, fighting to get health insurance for 8 million low-income children when she was First Lady, fighting for the well-being of women and children around the world. Hey, can I offer you a little tip? When you want to know something about the character of somebody in public life, look to see if they have a passion that began long before they were mothers, and that they have consistently held it throughout their career. Do they have a passion? Did it start before they were in office? Have they held on to it consistently? Both. Hillary has a passion for kids and families. Donald Trump has a passion too. It's himself. And with Hillary, it's not just words, it's accomplishments. She delivers. As senator, after 9/11, I got my New Yorkers right here and my Virginians right here. She battled congressional Republicans to care for the first responders who went into the towers, who went into the Pentagon and saved the victims of those terrorist attacks. As Secretary of State, she implemented tough sanctions against Iran to pave the way for a diplomatic breakthrough to curtail the nuclear weapons program. And she wasn't afraid. She wasn't afraid to stand up against thugs and dictators, and as a key part of the Obama National Security Team, they decided to go to the ends of the earth to wipe out Osama bin Laden. Hey, do y'all remember Carla, the little girl that we heard from on Monday night? Who was worried that her parents would be deported? Carla said she trusts Hillary to keep them together. And do you remember the mothers of the movement last night? They said they trust Hillary to keep other mothers, sons, and daughters safe. And on a personal level, as he's serving our nation abroad, I trust Hillary Clinton with our son's life. You know who I don't trust? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Trump is a guy who promises a lot, but you might have noticed, he's got a way of saying the same two words every time he makes his biggest, hugest promises. Believe me. It's going to be great, believe me. We're going to build the wall and make Mexico pay for it, believe me. We're going to destroy ISIS so fast, believe me. There's nothing suspicious in my tax returns, believe me. Does anybody in this massive auditorium believe that Donald Trump's been paying his fair share of taxes? Does anybody here believe that Trump ought to release his tax returns just like every other presidential candidate? Of course he should. Hey, Donald, what are you hiding? And yet, Donald still says, believe me. Believe me. Believe me?
Right, Aaron.
Believe me? I mean, here's the thing. Most people, when they run for president, they don't just say, believe me. They respect you enough to tell you how they can get things done. I mean, that's what most people who run for president. In fact,
300.
you can go on HillaryClinton.com right now and find out exactly how she'll make the biggest investment in new jobs in a generation, how she'll defend and build on Wall Street, how she'll reform our immigration system to create a path to citizenship, how she'll make it possible to graduate from college debt-free. You can see how she'll protect Roe v. Wade, guaranteeing equal pay for women,
Hang in there, everybody. We're just getting started here. Obama's going to be next up. And we'll see what happens then.
and we can see how she'll do it, how she'll pay for it, and how we'll benefit from it. Not Donald Trump. Not Donald Trump. He never tells you how he's going to do any of the things he says he'll do. He just says, believe me. So here's the question. Here's the question.
What?
Do you really believe it?
Clinton sign.
Donald Trump's whole
have
career
one.
says you better not.
There's the
Small
other one,
contractors,
Premier Joe, and
just like my dad's. Believe them.
they're bringing
Believe
more. I
them.
just saw them.
When he said that he
Yeah.
paid them to build a casino in Atlantic City, they did the work. They hung the drywall. They poured the concrete. But a year after opening, Trump filed for bankruptcy. He walked away with millions, and they got pennies on the dollar. Some of them went out of businesses, all because they believed Donald Trump. Retirees and families in Florida, they believe Donald Trump would say that he built them some condos. Thousands of them. They paid their deposits, but the condos, they were never built. He just pocketed their money and walked away. They lost tens of thousands of dollars, all because they believed Donald Trump. Charity after charity believed Donald Trump when he said he would contribute. And thousands of Trump University students believed Donald Trump when he said he would help them succeed. They got stiffed. He says,
Deb just took a picture of my sign.
well, his creditors, his contractors,
What?
his laid off employees, and his ripped off students did just that, and they all got hurt. You cannot believe
Greetings
one
from
word
California.
that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. Not one word. And I'll tell you, to me, it just seems like our nation, it is just too great to put it in the hands of a slick-talking, empty promising, self-promoting, one-man wrecking crew. But don't take it from me. Don't take it from me. Take it from former First Lady Barbara Bush. Barbara Bush said she doesn't know how any woman could vote for him after his offensive comments about women. Or John Kaine's chief economic advisor during the 08 race, who estimated that Trump's promises would cause America to lose 3.5 million jobs. Or the independent analysts who found that Trump's tax plan given to the wealthy and the biggest corporations would rack up $30 trillion in debt. Or how about this? How about this? John Kaine, the Republican governor who had the honor of hosting the Republican convention in Cleveland, but he wouldn't even attend it because he thinks Donald Trump is such a moral disaster. Take it from the guy who co-wrote Donald Trump's autobiography. Here's what he said about Trump, quote, "Lying is second nature to him." So do you believe it? How about on this side? You guys believe him? You guys believe him? Is there anyone in this building who believes him? The next president will face many challenges. We better elect a candidate who's proven she can be trusted with the job. That she is ready for the job.
And people buy it.
And when I say ready, I use ready for a very specific reason. When I lived in Honduras, I learned something. The best compliment that you could pay to someone was to say that they were at least ready. Not intelligente, smart. Not amable, friendly. Not rico, rich. But listo. Listo. Because what listo means in Spanish is this. It means prepared. It means battle-tested. It means rock solid. Up for anything. Never backing down. And friends, Hillary Clinton, she's listo. She's ready because of her experience, and she's ready because she knows that in America we are stronger when we are together. My fellow Democrats, this week we start the next chapter in our great and proud story. Thomas declared all men were equal, and Abigail remembered the women. Woodrow broke the peace, and Eleanor broke down the barriers. Jack told us what to ask, and Lyndon answered the calls. Martin had a dream, and Cesar y Dolores said, "Si se puede." Bill built a bridge into the 21st century, and Barack gave us hope. And now Hillary is ready. She's ready to fight. She's ready to win. And she is ready to lead. God bless all of you.
Sharon Godfather from Oxford, Ohio.